Something very interesting is happening in Togo and France. There's something seriously happening, and somehow AES is at the center of the conversation. Look, this is going to be one of the interesting story coming from Togo that you are going to hear. I've been following this story. The whole thing started from June 19. The Togolese government, currently as I'm talking to you, arrested 2 French nationals. Accusations about espionage, like you are coming to spy on me, kind of stuff. France got involved. The government of France got involved, in this particular matter, which means these are not just normal citizens arrested. Now, the whole thing started developing quietly. Somehow they were trying to put the whole thing on a low. But from 19, the whole thing started somewhere 19, and then a move became a conversation of arrest in somewhere around 27th July. Onward, on 30th July, it became a bit complicated. Then from 30th all the way to August, it became a heated conversation actually. A whole lot of things were connected. On the 4th, from July 30th to 4th August, it was tense situation regarding this particular story. From 17, it became much more complicated. On the 18th, that is where the French government came in publicly and make the whole thing public, because at first they were following the conversation slowly, so that it doesn't create so much of alarm. But somewhere on the 18th, the French government came in and became a bit publicly, but it has not created outrage. On the 18th to 19th, it became a whole dispute on its own, the conversation. So from 18 to 19 all the way to 20th, it became a complete different conversation from what has been happening all the way from 19th all the way and came through to 18th. So family, let me walk you through what is going on. The Togolese government is saying that somebody is spying on me. Where these people were arrested, the location of where they are and what they came to do there, and they got arrested, they speak very loud. That is where the AES came into the conversation. There's been some disagreement also between the government of Togo and the government of France. We are going to handle all those conversations right now. If you're already here, family, I'll bring you all the details. Hit the like button, subscribe to be part of this amazing, beautiful family, right? So, let's get right into it. What is going on? These 2 men, their names are Gaël, Mocaër, Sébastien, Perez-Pezzani. Those are their image. Their names sound like we are speaking in tongues in Pentecost church. So these guys, according to their side of the story, let me present that first. They are French documentary filmmakers, and they are working with a French production company, Tony Committee Productions. Now, they were in Togo, according to them. This is according to their account, right? We want to be fair in our publication. They were in Togo to film an episode of the documentary series Les Routes de l'Impossible, or the Impossible Roads. Yes, we can put it like that. Whenever they come to Africa, they always try to showcase difficult things about us. Heated things. They will not go to the Lomé, the city of Togo, to coverage beautiful building or anything. No. They went to the north to go and cover things, hardship, according to them. So this publication is intended for France television, France 5, right? Now, they were accompanied by a Togolese. Whenever they come to the country, they don't know anybody. So a Togolese have to take them from place to place for them to film and do their negative documentary. This is their account. Now, in June 19th, that was when the story started developing from. According to reports by Le Monde and RSF, the production had obtained a filming authorization from Togo's Ministry of Tourism, Culture, and the Art on June 19th. The authorization, according to the report from their side, was issued in the name of the Togolese fixer that took them along. The two men had work visa, authorization to film, and permission connected to their project that they are coming to do that. According to them, they had all these things. So their production company also maintained that they had complied with Togo's requirement. Everything they need to go to Togo and film or do their documentary. That is their side of the story. Now, the side of the Togolese government, let's look at that. The Togolese government has disputed everything that they are saying. According to the Togolese government, they don't have all the necessary authorization. The culture minister told APA that if these people actually had possessed or they had all the proper authorization and follow the required procedures, why should they be arrested? We will not arrest them. So they don't have it because we check and check and check. The thing is not clicking. Some of the things they are claiming they have authorization from here and there, nothing, the paperwork is not showing that. Good. The High Authority for Communication Regulation of Togo says that they never receive an accreditation request from either the Filmmakers or France Television. So when you look at it, this is where the whole thing becomes a heated disagreement. The Filmmakers, together with RSF, are saying that we had authorization. Togolese government is saying that you did not complete all the necessary requirements. We did not give you authorization. That is where the whole thing was. Fast forward, July 27th. I told you the story started from June 19th and then became a full conversation in July 27th. July 27th, they were arrested. The two French filmmakers were working in the northern part of Togo where they were arrested. They were somewhere around Kara. Kara is the northern part of Togo, sharing a close border with Benin. And that particular place is a highly security concerned area because, the northern part, these jihadist organizations and, this T group are operating along that side. And therefore, for somebody to come there, people to come there and be filming and all that, if somebody wants to spy and share information, that is the right spot to share the information. And that place is a bit closer to the AES at the top over there. Mind you, Benin, Togo, they're all working together on that corridor because the people in Benin go to Burkina Faso. People from Togo also go through that corridor straight to Burkina Faso. You can see the line on your screen. Yes. And so if somebody come there trying to do video and all that, that is highly security concern issue because recently in Ghana here, how this T group were able to gather information and attack our tomato traders, we don't know up to now. But so that is the conversation right there. So they were picked up. When they were picked up by the Togolese authority, we picked them on one thing first, which is espionage, meaning they are here to spy on us. So according to reports on the case, when the two men were arrested, they questioned them on the suspicion that whether they came to spy on them and all that. So they took them to Kara. Their camera, phones, and passport were seized. And the espionage, which is spying on the country, is not the only reason why they were arrested. The things get more complicated along the line. So one of the things they did is that they put them under restriction in Kara, in the northern part. They did not take them to prison. No. They were locked in their hotel under strict restrictions. They will not move, go anywhere or anything. Anywhere. Beyond their hotel room. So they were locked in there. Their lawyer was allowed to meet them and have conversation with them. Then on 30th, something happened. This is where, on 30th July, this is where the whole thing became a bit complicated. On 30th July, what happened? What didn't happen? I can't tell. But they were released, according to report. They were released briefly and then rearrested immediately. Almost immediately. Why? Now, after arresting them, the Togolese government said, no. Now, they can no longer be kept in Kara, in their hotel. We are moving them straight to Lomé. So on the 4th of August, they were transported or transferred from the northern Togo to Lomé, the capital city. What is going on? So you can see that they moved the case when the transfer happened on the 4th. The case was moved away from the regional level into much more significant judicial and political environment, which is Lomé. Good. Something happened when they were transferred to Lomé. One of them, whose name is Sébastien Perez-Pezzani, he's raised health concern. He report says that he has some serious health problem, and the condition required that he should be attended to medically. And looking at the whole thing, the lawyer insisted, and with the help of the doctors and things and medical report, they need to evacuate him straight abroad. But the Togolese government say, we are not allowing this man, whether health or no health, he's not leaving the country. He's taking treatment here. What is stand by the Togolese government? This thing is happening somewhere 4th August within the line, from 4th August going. Then 18th August, the matter, France was trying to, handle the matter slowly, low-key, but they just have to step in fully, officially. So France finally confirmed the detention, because for weeks the case remained relatively quiet. They don't want to blow it, as I told you from the beginning. So on 18th August, the French government officially confirmed that these two nationals were being detained in Togo. The officials representative of France in Togo were allowed to go and visit them and issue public confirmation that the guys were there and they are being investigated, and so therefore they are following keenly to see how the matter will go. On that same 18, when the French government got involved officially, the story break out publicly. It was low-key, but the story now break out. And the reason why the story break out is because of this journalist. This journalist is working with investigative outlet L'Alternative. His name is Ferdinand Aïté. Ferdinand Aïté is not cool with the Togo president. He is not cool with the Togo president. There's been banter. They are even looking for a way to bring him on board all the way from France to Togo. But that request and that effort proved to be very difficult. So he also came out. He was the one who brought the whole case into the spotlight. He also came out and said that he's suspecting that the Togolese government, this is allegation, not proven, allegation. The Togolese government is trying to use these two people to leverage and as a bargain chip to bring him back to Togo. That is according to him. So that became a whole conversation, which is the reason why the matter now broke out publicly. Now, before the 18th, something happened which led the French government to come in publicly. All right. On the 17th, the case entered a new stage, which is the reason why the French government stepped in on the 18th. What happened? According to RSF and AP, on Monday, August 17th, the two French filmmakers and their Togolese fixer were placed in pretrial detention. Yes. So they were charged with forced declaration in immigration procedures, which simply means that as they were entering the country, the information they give about themselves were false. Hello? Things were not adding up. Documentation on investigation about who they are exactly, things became very fictitious. So they charged them with that, alongside with the espionage, which is trying to spy on the country. This is the stage that we are into right now. Now, France is saying that no problem. The case they are following smoothly to see how they can resolve the case. The legal procedures they are following to make sure that these two people, their right is not violated in Togo or whatever it is. Beautiful. Now, Togo is having some problem somehow with France. Let's address that and end the conversation. Togo and France, they had a good relationship, but for some days now, beginning from the emergence of the AES, things begin to change. One key issue is that if you check critically, the Togolese government is shifting a bit towards Russia and becoming more closer to the AES. When the AES started, one of the countries that showed them maximum support when they were rejected all over was the Togolese president. And that is one fact. Let's of the fact that this guy has been brutalizing his citizens. Let's put that aside. It's another conversation for another day. But let's deal with this issue. That support for the AES. And last time he went to Russia and thanked the president of Russia for showing support to the AES. So that created tension already. One thing also that was a problem is the same issue that the AES encountered, which is if you approach France or the European countries for lethal weapons to fight insecurity, they raise human rights issues. And some of the weapons, because we are Africans, we don't deserve it. But when you go to China and Russia, once you have money, you purchase. So the Togolese government, it seems to be leaning on Russia these days. And to the point where they even had military cooperation. Yeah, recently, Togo and Russia signed military cooperation agreement involving military training exercises to the level where Russia has greater access to Togo's strategic military facilities, including their port. So that creates some magnetic between Togo and France. With this, I think everybody dealing with France right now, including Ghana, Alpha, check out, check out. Mr. President John Dramani Mahama, check out. Look at what is going on in Togo. Check out. And also, let me put this as conclusion before we close. We need to begin to check everybody that comes from these countries, from Europe, that they are coming to Africa and they are coming to do documentary. The government must be part of the documentary to make sure that they film positive things about Africa. Do not come here and pull out our old women who are sitting somewhere and then they will film them. There's fly in the area and they will do some unpleasant things about us. If you go to France right now, you go to village, you see certain things negative to publish. Why are they not going there? So that is the conversation on board right now. I'll keep you updated. Make sure you subscribe and you put us on notifications so that you don't miss the next update. This is going to be very interesting. See you in the next episode. Respect.